Hey, this is Jersey. You're listening to the Garden State.
You're listening to Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
I'm Josh Chomik.
And I am Jimmy Parks.
And you are tuning into episode 158.
Woo!
We are back once more.
We are so back.
158, guys. That's crazy.
Many episodes, many hangs in the living room, and now in our office. So
I feel like we should start singing that song that they sing at the end of every middle school graduation.
Oh, as we go on, we remember all the times we Jim
had together.
Hey.
Wow, you guys sound great.
What's the chorus in that song?
That is the chorus, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
And then there's like there's a remix. There's a remix where the guy raps.
Dude, why is that like, I remember middle school hearing that. It was just like, I bought it on iTunes. It was like, this song is great.
Graduation.
Yeah, it's awesome.
By Vitamin C.
Vitamin C, wow.
Is that their only song?
I don't know. What do you think? Vitamin C.
Jimmy, people bought tickets to see Vitamin C on tour.
By the way,
for that song.
It's not they. It's a female.
I always forget.
She's Vitamin C. She's from Old Bridge, New Jersey.
No way.
Dude.
Wait,
wow.
Maybe that's why like every Jersey middle school had this song.
Holy cow. We got to take a step back.
Can we hit her up?
We have to get Vitamin C on the pod. Now we got to listen to it.
Is she
Can we
still
listen?
Active, or is she not like making music anymore?
Last album I see is 2001.
We're going to get there.
Where's she at right now? Yes.
Jersey. Okay. Can we make a clip out of this, Josh?
Oh, yeah.
Can we make an Instagram clip and say, does anyone know Vitamin C?
Someone has to.
Does she live in New Jersey right now?
So in 2019, she joined Netflix as an executive in charge of music creation production. Music creative production. In December 2020, Fitzpatrick released a re-recorded and rewritten version of Graduation titled Graduation 2020, Worst Year Ever, with the lyrics changed to reflect life during COVID-19.
Okay, hold on.
No way.
Hold on. We need to get Vitamin C on the podcast. It says on her Instagram.
She only has 2,000 followers. That's a fan
her.
page. Yeah,
that's not her.
Dude,
yeah, that does not look like her.
She's 55?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Well, I just want to say, since that was an accident in the opening, we started singing it, and then we looked her up and found out she's from Old Bridge. We should try to get her on this podcast and just talk about that song. Talk about the voice of a generation. As every middle schooler crosses the stage, every millennial middle schooler, Vitamin C.
Whoa. In March 2012, Fitzpatrick was appointed as vice president of music at Nickelodeon.
Wow.
That was 2012 though, yeah. So
when we're ready to make
2019, she moved to Netflix.
Holy smoke.
So I think she's killing it.
She's a bigwig.
Whoa, one of her labels is Elektra.
What's that mean?
It's a label Arizona's with for a little bit.
Oh, really? Yeah. So we're going to have to look into this. We're going off.
Does anyone listening know Vitamin C?
Everybody knows Vitamin C.
No. I mean, like, personally know Vitamin C with her number, and she can contact us and come onto the podcast. I would
can't
love to
believe
have her
she's
on.
from Jersey. That's crazy. Well,
do you think other middle schools across the country were playing that song, or was that just a Jersey thing?
should we ask ChatGPT?
Yeah, I think.
Because I feel like ChatGPT may know. Let's first ask, what is the song commonly played at middle school graduations?
Good Riddance, Time of Your Life, Green Day.
Oh, you're right, Jimmy. Good Riddance. Okay, hold on. So there's a few. Wow, Vitamin C did not come up. So
this is all like new. Like, See You Again, Wiz Khalifa. Like, that wasn't around when we were in middle school.
hold
Do
on.
like early 2000s.
Sorry.
You have to say sorry.
Early 2000s middle schoolers. This must be a millennial thing, I think. Graduation, Vitamin C, first one to come up.
There you go.
So
do you think they don't play that anymore for the kids?
now they play See You Again.
Ugh. I get it. It's a good song, but like, come on, it's not Graduation.
We Are Young by Fun. Count on Me by Bruno Mars. Best Day of My Life. Yeah, I don't know. None of these really hit the way.
Like, graduation feels like it was written for a graduation.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Well, it's called Graduation.
Exactly. So all these other songs are just feel-good songs. And I get it. They're good songs, but like, it doesn't hit the same.
Yeah.
But also, that's because we're old, Josh. And that's why we have these young kids calling in saying that we're old. But you know what? It's all right.
Well, if you
We
think
had our
about
time.
if you think about a song made in 2000,
What's the
or
most recent comment? How long ago?
most recent comment?
Yeah, like-
these are all a couple of years ago.
No, sort by most recent.
Okay, sort by newest first.
How long ago?
She lives in Santa Monica now.
Someone said we never realized how good we had it back then. What memories, man.
Oh, she lives in Santa Monica?
Yeah.
Where did you find that?
On her LinkedIn.
Jimmy's already on the LinkedIn. Wow, this lady's...
Good research, Jim.
Jim, you're a sleuth over
So I guess
there.
you forgot all about Old Bridge.
All right, well, maybe that'll be our outro song at the end of this episode, 158. Welcome back, everybody. We have a pretty sweet lineup for you this week, talking New Jersey news, talking New Jersey culture, and all the stuff you want to hear about.
I'm feeling really good today, Josh, about the pod.
I am actually as well. Did you put that new soundbite in the board that I requested?
Harry, I've reached the top.
No, it was
No, I
not
forgot.
one.
I'll do it next week, though. I remembered it just as you told me.
What was that one we wanted to hear? Oh, I know what it was.
I don't remember now. Yeah, I was about to add. Which sound did you want?
I wanted this to be put in. I thought this was actually a fairly interesting clip. Let me pull it up on my phone. Mark this, Jimmy.
Oh, yes, this one.
It's the Garden State. It's a great place. I think it's highly underrated. It's a great place to be and to live, and we all love it. It's the
That might be our new intro for the podcast.
Garden State.
He said
It's a
the
great
Garden State.
place.
Well, it'll get on the board eventually by next year. But yeah, so we got a great episode lined up. Before we get into the mailbag, which is highly requested, we have 3 great calls this week. I figured a great way to start the episode off would be to do a little...
Weekend recap.
I've been feeling particularly good. You guys called me out on the podcast in front of the listeners.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, you said, I can't run a half marathon.
We never said that.
You 1,000% were like,
I never said you can't run a half marathon.
well, that's how what I heard.
You're making up lies now, buddy.
See, it's negative self-talk. It motivates me.
Yeah, we were the one encouraging you. Where I was like, Sobes, I can't wait to see you next week at the half marathon in Jersey City. It's going to be great.
Well, I'm happy to say Sunday afternoon I ran 10 miles.
Wow.
A new personal record.
That's crazy.
What pace are we looking at here?
Not fast.
Doesn't need to be fast.
I'm like
It's
a,
never-
like a 9:30. I've been running for 6 weeks, okay? And I ran 10
That's
miles.
great.
So like a 9:30 pace. And then yesterday I did 4 miles at an 8:50 pace. So I'm
Very
getting
nice.
faster. I'm trying to work my way down.
Is
my
your goal like speed over distance at the moment?
My goal is to be a fit dad because I'm going to have 2 kids soon. I want to be able to run 3 to 4 days a week, 5 miles at an 8-minute pace. I think that'd be good.
Okay.
It's pretty quick. And then I want to start lifting and get my body back.
So is a full marathon in the picture down the road or
I
not
think
right now?
2026 I'm doing New York City.
Nice.
I think because life is...
Well, that gives you still a year and like 6 months, right?
I
'Cause
think I
it's
could run
in
it
the
this
fall.
year with the training pace I'm at right now, but I just know the fall is going to be kind of crazy for me. So
All right, Josh. Well, I want to share some news with the pod
Yeah.
that I did my first run ever this week. You
come
inspired
on.
me.
That's amazing.
Yes, I went with our friend Anthony, who is also a runner. And I was like, all right, put me on a pace where I'm not going to die. I'm not like, all I do is play golf. I'm not athletic or I don't work out. Did 2 miles and he was like, don't take a break. Just push yourself, no breaks. I was like, oh gosh. First quarter of the mile, I thought I was going to die. I didn't take a break. Did 2 miles, 10 minutes, 36 second pace for my first run.
So do you think you're going to get into this?
I think he's got the bug already.
I really want to. I think like what attracts me are those like 5 a.m. morning runs. Start the day strong, especially in the summertime, like spring, summer when it starts getting like warmer in the mornings.
Yeah.
And no one's on the road. I think that's going to be my sweet spot, and I want to try it again. So I ran yesterday. I was crazy busy today. I'll probably do like a run maybe tomorrow or Saturday.
I've told you, I've always said, I know you'll be a great runner. If you give it 6 months, you will be able to do a marathon. And you'll be fat way faster than I'll ever be.
No, bro. I don't think I have the speed in me though.
You're the quickest walker
Yeah.
I've ever met
Yeah,
in my
but
life.
You have
Guys-
great cardio.
After running 2 miles at a 10:30 pace, it was tough.
That'll go away in like 3 weeks.
That's true. You
I've
just
been
have to
running,
get-
I told you 6 weeks and I did 10 miles.
What did you start at when you started running pace wise?
My first run. Okay. So maybe, but here's the thing.
See, you're faster.
No, okay, hold on. Running is like 90% mental.
Oh my gosh, 100%.
You could have gone faster.
Well, the whole time
and further.
I was just trying to distract myself and being like, just finish,
Yeah,
no
that's
breaks,
the issue.
and I got through it, and I did
So
it.
last summer, I pushed through the running mental wall. I taught myself I can run further and I'm stronger than I thought I was. So my first run, I did 5 miles at like a 10-minute pace.
That's great.
But
See, I would have died.
I only could have done that because last summer I was running way faster and way further.
Got it.
And I realized running is just mental.
And like when you do when you do that 10 minutes, 5 miles, like do you ever stop to take a quick little break to
On
like
that
breathe,
one?
or is there
No.
no breaks whatsoever?
When it was that one, it snowed all day. There was snow on the ground.
Okay.
And it was raining out.
Got it.
And I just felt like a freak.
That's
I was like, I
amazing,
want to
bro.
run. I want to see how far I can go. I did 5 miles. It was slow. I probably could have gone faster, but it was icy out.
I just need to like stretch my lungs. I guess just by doing it more. I don't know how that stuff works.
I think
but-
it's two things: your lungs and your legs. So your legs got to get a little bit more conditioned, and then your lungs. The lungs are the harder part.
my
I feel
back is sore right now. My legs are fine. Like my upper back, is it from moving my arms? Like why is my back
know.
sore?
Maybe you were
Is that-
hunched over.
I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited to say I ran after Josh has been telling me to try it for. Last time I ran, guys, was in 2020 with Josh during COVID.
Yeah.
And I nearly passed out. So like the fact that I was good after the 2 miles, I was actually proud of myself. So I just have to keep going and, putting on Strava, seeing people give me kudos.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the kudos. And it's encouraging. So
I got to go on Strava right now and give you kudos.
Yeah, you got to hop on. Strava's fun.
I want to see Jimmy run. I feel like he'll be crazy.
Yeah, I think Jimmy could. I think you both are runners. I think no one thinks they're a runner, but then you start and you become a runner. So my goal is this summer I want to get fast. Right now I'm just easing in.
Are you? So you're feeling confident for the marathon next week?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna be great.
I could do a half marathon at this point. I think I could probably do. I don't know. The only issue is going to be my legs probably for like if I wanted to go further than a half marathon.
Yeah, but like at that point, it's just like breaking the mental barrier, right? Because like you
Yeah.
have it in you.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, I think it's doable. So we'll see. But I also moved this weekend, which was good.
That was really fun.
Yeah,
I was
did a
able
little
to. I was able to help Josh.
What's so funny, Jimmy?
I'm now like going through Chomik's Strava, and his descriptions are just so funny.
It's all about the description, brother. How are you supposed to remember what you
Well,
did if you don't put a good description to it?
Here's my
Tried flying the drone to this location, but kept losing signal over the ridge. Had to hike it out to get the shots and survey the property.
Nice.
Very nice and light. Super wet from the rain last night.
That rhymed. Wow, I didn't even realize that.
You know why Strava is the best social network? It's my favorite one.
Everyone
now.
add me.
It's my favorite social network because you can't lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why it's so good. Everybody's fake on social media.
Oh,
You
you
go on
could-
Strava, it's like if you're slow, you're slow. If you're fast, you're fast.
Doesn't Strava like not show your starting point anymore or something weird like
It
that?
removes like the first 1/10 of a mile to hide where you start and finish,
Yeah.
which I like.
What's the point of doing
So
that?
like people don't know where your house is.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
on the public map, when it maps your run, it'll block out the first little part of your run to keep you protected. So you can go public. You can post your runs public, and people won't know where your house is.
Oh,
they'll just
got
see
it.
you running in the town you're running in.
However,
Interesting.
if you know someone's first and last name, you could go on the internet and figure out where they live in about.
Yeah, I think pretty much.
If you're
5
trying to
seconds.
creep, yeah, go for it.
Jimmy Parks. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I've
Yeah,
been
congrats on the
running
move. The move was great.
Thank
We
you.
helped Josh move a couch up a flight of stairs, and that ended up being a whole journey for you.
The couch wouldn't fit up the stairs. West Elm couch, that's a very nice couch, but my daughter's beating it to a pulp. So we were like, do we get rid of the couch? And this is only a 6-month move, right?
Yeah.
We're going to be there till September. And my dad and I cut the entire arm off this couch,
It was impressive surgery.
and we got it back together. You'd never know.
It looked
We
beautiful.
cut the fabric back, used a sawzall to rip the plywood and cut the arm off, got it up the stairs, reassembled it. I'm telling you, you would never know.
You had to sister the joints.
I had to sister the joints together. It was, guys.
Dude, I went over Josh's to help him like just bring up like the second piece the next day, and I looked at the fixed piece. No one's gonna know that you did that. It looks like nothing even happened.
I was very proud of it.
That's what's great about it.
Very proud of it.
But like the day of the move, Josh is like, "Yeah, we're gonna sell it. Like we're getting rid of it. There's no way." And then the next day, I see him taking it apart. I'm like, "What happened?"
You ever do like an impulse thing?
All the time.
It's like cutting your hair. You're like, I just want to do it. And then you're halfway through and you're like, why did I do this?
Yeah.
I looked at my dad halfway through as we're cutting plywood all over the living room. I said, why did we do this? And he was like, no, you got to trust the process.
I feel like your dad was like encouraging you the entire time.
Yeah, he was like,
"Nah, we got
he's like,
this."
trust the process. And I'm like, all right. And it all worked out in the end.
See,
But then my dad and I ripped it apart. My father-in-law came over and helped me put it back together because my dad wasn't available, and my father-in-law had some some plates and some screws we were going to use. I'll tell you what, shout out to him. He really made it work.
It was his idea in the first place too.
Yeah, he must
have been very proud of you.
He said it, and I didn't believe it, but he was right. So that's why it's good to have handy sort of people around you
all the time.
All our dads, I feel like that generation, they're just handy.
They just know what to do.
They know what to do. So hey, why don't we do some mailbag action before we do? Jimmy, what did you do this weekend? I just skipped right over you.
Not too much, so I don't have much to share.
A mystery.
No, wow, what a boring
Go to
person.
a diner, go to a restaurant.
You had to eat somewhere, Jim.
Where'd you eat?
What's the best thing you ate this weekend?
Best thing I ate this week.
Dude, McDonald's.
Oh, this is not about what I did this weekend, but I want to make a comment, and I want to see if you guys have noticed this as well.
Yeah.
Have all of your friends started making bread?
Yeah, it was a COVID thing that we're still feeling the ripple effects of.
So I've only experienced it in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
It's like every person I know
Sourdough,
is now,
Jim.
Yeah, is now making sourdough.
It's wonderful. Have you ever had a slice?
Oh, it's delicious.
You need to come over for some fresh sourdough.
Shelby's making sourdough too?
She's been on it.
No way.
The best is cinnamon sugar sourdough bread. And you cut it open when it's hot. You put a little slab of Irish butter on it. Some what do they call it? What's that Irish brand? Something with an S.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
We all know it.
It's like, why are we buying bread anymore when you could just make sourdough? It's so good.
It's very good for you. It's very delicious.
Why are we spending so much money on garbage bread?
I don't know.
Just make sourdough. I think it's great. My mom got really into it recently.
The sourdough pipeline's crazy. You start with the sourdough bread, and then you just get more and more.
Just you're experimenting constantly.
Yeah, it goes from sourdough into maybe we should get some chickens.
Wow.
Really quick. So
until the town says you're not allowed to have some.
All right, Josh, if people want to call in the mailbag, what's that number?
Wow.
I know they have no idea. They've never heard it before.
Love the mailbag, my favorite segment of the week. You guys know that, and I hope everyone starts calling in. I love seeing all the calls at the beginning of the pod every week. Call into the mailbag if you got something to share with us. The number is
908 67 99 99 3.
Hey, my name is Ashley. I love you guys. Long-time listener, first-time caller. I'm actually Haitian American, born and raised in New Jersey, so add that to your demographics of people who listen. I just got done listening to this week's episode while I was shopping at the outlets, listening to you guys, and just wanted to call in because I am in HR. I have worked in HR for over a decade, and I work for a really big retailer. Can't really say it on here, but essentially some of the advice that you gave as far as pumping your own gas. Thank you so much for saying that, but at the same time, it is illegal. I know for a fact, as far as within my organization, that if a manager does witness someone witness to someone not pumping their gas or anything of that nature, letting a customer doing it on their own, they probably look at documentation or losing their job. So I probably wouldn't advertise on the podcast that you're, pumping your own gas to some of these retailers because it's technically illegal as far as it goes. So I just wanted to call that out. But again, love you guys. Continue doing what you're doing. I hope you guys continue to expand and grow. I love how you guys had the mayor on with this episode. So again, love what you guys are doing. Thank you so much for everything. Bye.
Okay, first off, I got to say.
Hi, Ashley. Thank you.
Before I say anything, I love Ashley. Ashley, I love you. You're awesome. That was a great call.
Great call.
Now, I'm going to say something that might hurt your feelings a little bit. Why do you got to do the most HR person thing ever and ruin our fun? Why is that got to be the HR
Well,
move?
it is interesting how no one gets arrested or in trouble for doing it. It's the gas station attendants who we screw over in the process.
Yes, but that is like a Toby Flenderson move right there.
It totally is, yeah.
Like, why you got to come in and tell me I'm going to, someone's going to jail? Listen, last time I checked, this is a free country.
Wait, but is HR, who are the people checking on the attendance allowing people to pump gas? Is it an HR person?
No. She was saying the manager. I bet the manager reports him to HR and goes, "Hey, he's breaking the rules."
And what, they're gonna be like, "Oh, you're getting a fine because you allowed this person to do it."
Well, I don't know.
Do you think they're actually paying that close attention, especially at like Wawa's, not like small gas stations? We're
I'm
talking about
saying
Wawa's
that
and quick
she
service.
works for Wawa.
You think?
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say who she works for because we're going to out her. It could be one of the big guys. Could be one of the small guys. Could be whoever.
She said it was a big corporation.
Well, Wawa isn't technically a big corporation. I'd say 7-Eleven is a big corporation.
I didn't realize I can get the gas station attendant in trouble though.
Yeah.
Well, if someone came out and if the manager came out and yelled at them, I'd go, hold on. Hey, guys, listen. This is my fault. This is my fault.
And they're going to be like, you
He
don't
tried to
care.
stop me and I was aggressive. Arrest me.
And it's crazy because they thank me every time, too. I wonder
Yeah.
if they realize they can get in trouble.
know what?
Do you think they know?
I think they absolutely are trained and they're told like, hey, don't let people pump the gas. But it's the boys. You go to a gas pump, it's always the boys.
I think we're
It's
chilling.
always
What we're gonna do-
it's a 17-year-old kid with one AirPod in his ear listening to Playboy Cardi. and
listening
he
to the
just
Garden
wants
State.
Yeah, he's listening to the Garden State.
My guys listen to the Garden State every time I go see them.
And, they're just hanging. And if they lose their job, they'll go work somewhere else.
Go to Quick Check.
They'll go to
down the
ShopRite.
road.
They'll go bag groceries at ShopRite.
No,
but
bro.
I appreciate the disclaimer. Guys, we got to operate with a little bit of wisdom here on the Garden State. Josh, the thing is, we're kind of loose cannons.
Listen, I'm going to put my own gas if I'm sitting there for 5 minutes and the attendant's too busy with other people because there's not enough attendance. If you have to pump my own gas, if you have to pump my gas, hire more people or else, I'm not going to spend my entire day at the gas station.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
here's a happy medium.
I'm helping them out.
There should be a shot clock.
So they have a specific time to come to our car.
Yeah,
We are
in
so-
basketball.
listen to us. We're so
You have a
needy.
shot clock. If
We are
if I
so-
pull up
we're
and in the
so
first 30
spoiled.
seconds nobody's at the pump, I should be legally allowed to pump my own gas. That should be the happy medium. I'll give you guys that window, 30 seconds. Get there, get going. If I'm sitting in my car for 4 minutes and the guy's walking around, sometimes they go back in the booth while I'm waiting. You ever notice that?
Sometimes, yeah.
Drives me nuts. I'm like,
What are you guys doing?
what am I, chop liver? And then I don't know. So to me,
next time I'm at Quick Check or Wawa, I'm going to ask the guys if they know about this rule. I'm going to be like, does HR ever check up on you guys? Or can you get in big trouble if I pump
do
my
you
own
know
gas?
Ashley?
Yeah, I'll be like, do you guys know someone by the name of Ashley by any chance?
Oh,
There's a
man.
mess, and thank you, Ashley, for the amazing call.
What I would say here is don't listen to this podcast if you want wise, sage advice. Listen if you just want to get, you want to be lighthearted, have some silly information.
I think we have some wise, sage advice here
we?
and there. Yeah, some gems.
Okay.
But,
Broken clock, right?
Exactly. It's always right at some
Twice
point.
a day.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with that,
It's a great
genius.
quote.
It's a great line. All right.
I hope they're a millionaire.
Ashley, we love you, Ashley. All right, we got another call here. Let's check this one out.
Hello, boys. I am a grandmother from Clark. I listen every week. I especially enjoyed last week's interview with the mayor. Good job with the pat. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
That's my grandma, bro.
Baba! Wow.
Bro.
This is her first time calling in?
First time caller, long time listener.
Wow.
Okay, let me just say
Oh,
this.
God bless you, Baba.
Olga, thank you for the call. She watches on
Oh, I
YouTube.
love her.
Since day one, she's one of our biggest fans, and I couldn't believe it when I opened the mailbag today and I saw I'm a grandmother. I'm like, oh, cool, we got grandma's lunch. And then it said from Clark, I was like, wait, what? And I heard the voice. I lost it. It's my grandma. I couldn't believe that she called in.
that was-
Thank you, Baba.
That was Baba Olga?
Yeah, she watches every
Baba
week.
Olga, I need to come over for some pierogies soon.
That's Baba Luba, but she can make you canelones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
What's
so-
a cannellone?
It's just that's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I know. I thought both Babas make pierogies.
Everyone makes the pierogies in the family, but like
I know-
Baba
I know-
Luba. Baba Luba is like the pierogi queen.
Okay.
and Baba Olga is the canelones. You know?
Okay. What is a cannellone?
Type in canelones.
How you spell it?
It's a pancake wrapped in like there's
do you
different
spell
types. Canelones.
Cantalones.
No, canelones. And I'm saying it wrong. Look at me.
What about empanadas?
It's like that.
Cannellones. Yeah.
It's like there's like it's like a pancake. You make a crepe basically.
Like a crepe, yeah.
Yeah, you could put like ham and cheese in it, or you could do like
Ooh.
spinach and like she
All
makes
right.
some crazy sauce.
So-
I don't know. It's just so good.
I miss Baba Olga. I'm gonna come by for some cannellones.
Yes.
And, you know what else she makes that's fantastic? I mean, maybe this is Baba.
You're getting all the grandmas
Luba.
mixed up. It's okay.
No. Doesn't Baba Olga make the chimichurri?
She does. Everyone makes their own chimichurri in the family.
Oh man, guys,
Who
we
makes
did-
the good empanadas though?
Baba Olga makes a lot of the empanadas.
All right, listen.
Yeah, and
we
Baba
did
Luba
this-
makes like the planchigis and a lot of. See, every grandma has their specialty in the family. That's what's so special.
Listen,
here.
we did this camping trip to Stokes a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I got like 10 ribeyes from Costco. Was it Baba Luba or Baba Olga that made the chimichurri for
That
the
was
trip?
Baba Luba that time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's really good.
Guys, a jar of chimichurri.
Baba Luba makes a really good one.
Unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
The best. So All right. We love you, Baba. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
calling.
Baba, for calling. You're an amazing fan of the pod, and we appreciate your support. That call made my life.
Have you given her any merch?
I have.
She has a hoodie?
Yeah.
Good.
I think I got her like a shirt too.
Oh, I love that.
I owe
she
her more.
listens.
I got to get her a hat. She doesn't like wearing hats, but I'm going to get her wearing a hat.
Should we do an episode in Ukrainian for her?
I would love to. Yeah, or Spanish.
Either.
Yeah, they speak both Ukrainian and Spanish. So
I love it. All right. Thank you, Baba. All right. Let's do one more call here from Danielle. Let's see what she has to say.
Hey, Garden State. It's Danielle calling. I just wanted to make a comment on the daycare situation that you guys were talking about in this week's pod. I just think it's crazy. I kind of agree with Josh when he was like, I just don't have trust in people. Like, me either. I even worked in a daycare. It was in a different state though, but I worked in a daycare back in the day. And after working there, I decided that I didn't want my kids in daycare ever. I just didn't like the idea of someone else seeing my kid more than I saw them. Like, I watched kids do all sorts of firsts and stuff like that where like their parents weren't present. Like, that's kind of what made me like not want to work in daycare. But now, like, you hear these abuse situations like way too much, and I would just never do it. But also, like, the idea of like home daycares just totally sketches me out. Like, I don't know if there's any like real evidence for this, but like a lot of the abuse situations you hear, I feel like it's always a home daycare. It's never like, the only like chain one I can think of is like Goddard, or like in Jersey, there's one called the Learning Experience. I don't know if there are other places as well, but like, I feel like you don't hear about it happening in places like that because maybe there's more like vetting that happens in hiring people. I mean, I had a background check before I worked in a daycare. But like, I don't know, like what protections are there for the kids in terms of like home daycare in the state? Like, probably not a lot if this is happening, but it's like, I don't know. I would never just drop my kid off at someone's house. Like, I don't know. There's just too much creepy stuff that goes on. Like, I also, speaking of my kids, yeah, I don't know. I like also don't like the idea of like my kids going even to like sleepovers because like you don't know the parents. I don't know. It all just sketches me out a lot. I hope this lady does a lot of time for what she did, as she should. But yeah, it's just really sad, and it should never happen. Yeah, I hope she just does a lot of time. That's all I gotta say. Anyway, love the pod. Listened to it this morning with my kids while we ate breakfast. You guys are awesome.
Love it.
I will probably call again another time. Have a great day, guys. Bye.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thanks, Danielle, for the call. I think that the key thing I felt after reading that story is, see, there are people that, you know, they're sending their kids to a daycare because they're trying to make ends meet, and they, you know, they're trying to figure it out. Like, if you're a single mom and you got to work and you're putting your kid in a daycare, I totally get it. I think the bigger thing is, you know, we need to have total confidence that in these daycares, kids are safe. You know, I knew somebody that worked in a daycare, and she said the same thing to me. She was like, I worked in a daycare. This is in Jersey. We know, you know this person as well.
Okay.
And she was like, I will never send my kid to a daycare. And I was like, why? She's like, they were so mean to the kids. Like, the parents would never know. They were so mean. And this is like a reputable, not a house one.
And
It's
that's
like
the thing, like the kids are so young, they can't tell their parents.
So my point was, and this is not a judgment of, I'm sure we have listeners right now that have their kid in a daycare. There's not a judgment of you have to have your kid in a daycare.
No.
My point is, if someone does something in a daycare that violates the safety of a kid, they should do a very long amount of time in prison.
Very.
Because if there are people depending on your kid to be safe, and you've signed this kind of social contract of, hey, you know, I'm a trusted, and it's the same goes for teachers, you know, like the abuse of teachers on children. People don't talk about this stat ever, but in the United States, so many kids are abused by teachers, be it sexually or in other ways. So I just have no tolerance for people that hurt kids. I think it should be, as a culture, we don't like kids. It's pretty clear to me. We think kids are a burden. We don't, you know, we don't see kids as a great thing. We see kids as something to be like, I got to deal with the kids, right? And as a result, when kids are abused, I think we're less likely, people are more likely to defend if an animal's abused. They're like, oh my gosh, you hurt a dog, which is like, I don't like hurting dogs, but I think a kid's more important than a dog. And if people don't like that, I'm sorry. I can't help
So one thing that Danielle said got me thinking, how legit are home daycares? Because she said she thinks there's more abuse stories from home daycares compared to like an actual daycare.
Well, I feel like I knew home daycares growing up that was just like, here's a mom who needs to make some extra money.
That's the thing. Are they legit? Like, are they protected? Like, is it safe?
Well,
or is it just you have to go with someone you trust?
Maybe some people do it more legitimately, but I'm sure there's a whole ton who.
Like, do you have to get like certified to open a home daycare? Like, there has to be something you got to do, right?
I'm not sure,
it's an actual business.
but I would say this is a case by case sort of conversation.
Yeah,
I'm sure there are awesome home daycares where maybe you have a retired teacher that really just wants to keep busy and has 5 kids at her house, and she's wonderful. And then maybe there's somebody that's doing dirty stuff like that last lady was doing. I'm sure it's like anything in life. You got to look at it on an individual basis, just like. Public schools, are there good ones? Are there bad ones? Sure. You can find whatever you want to find. There's many that exist.
Every person,
go ahead.
Every person or organization caring for 6 or more children below the age of 13 years of age is required to secure a license from the Office of Licensing through the Department of Children and Families.
Okay, I remember reading that last week.
That's over 6 though. The boutique ones, like the home ones, are under 6 kids. So if you have 6 kids or under,
so they don't need the license.
That's what the article said last week. That constitutes a home daycare.
Yeah.
Got it.
So if you have 3 kids you're watching and the people pay you $500 each a week for the kids, that would be a home daycare, and you could operate differently.
So it's basically the same as babysitting.
I guess so. I mean,
it's like hiring a babysitter.
Where do you draw the line between babysitting and daycare, right?
I guess daycare is more of like an all day thing.
So what about a nanny? If a nanny comes to your house 5 days a week, how is that not daycare?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think it gets sticky. That's probably why there's limits with the number of kids and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Danielle, for the call. Love the mom insight.
I'm glad her kids are fans of the pod too.
I heard
you
them.
Could tell
they were
on the call.
Screaming in the background about how much they love the Garden State.
I'm pretty sure I heard say Josh Sobo. It was crazy.
It was awesome. So, all right. Why don't we get into some news now? We have 5 great stories this week, and the time is already slipping away. So. Starting off with the first article here, really interesting sort of topic, very unique to our time. We're living in a moment, guys. We're living in a moment of tech swirling around and new moral issues arising each day. Would you agree?
All the time.
So here's a new one. Creating and sharing deceptive AI-generated media is now a crime in the Garden State.
Don't be making fake AI images of us. All right?
Like I did today.
Yes,
I literally
it's terrifying.
Made a photo of you, but instead of being here, you're on the Joe Rogan podcast.
That's a good one. That's actually a great one.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But no, this article more pertains to what we saw happen in Westfield. If you'll remember last year, there were students making pornographic images of another student through the use of AI.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
And I think this is something
it's become too easy for people to do it. That's the thing.
Yeah, so kind of an interesting one though, because here's what I think. Like, I think AI, we need to get it under wraps now. I mean, the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, it's getting bad quickly.
It's like a hockey stick up and to the right, the way it's going to develop. And every day I go on Facebook, and by the way, I don't know why I go on Facebook, but every day I go on Facebook, the boomers are sharing fake images.
Every day.
Both of you are heavily on Facebook. You got to get off there.
Like
it's bad.
They will have like an image of it's like a 5,000-pound shark was caught, and it's like so fake looking. But I saw one where like, oh, look what he built. It's always like super vague. Like, look what he built, and it's a 2-year-old that builds like a tower of sand that's 20 feet tall, and it looks like a cross. And you're like,
guys,
all the Christian moms are like,
get
beautiful
off
heart. It's like
my favorite ones are like. Did you ever see this one? Like the semi truck with all the flags on it going down the road, and then like there's a bunch of other trucks behind it with flags, and it's like, why don't images like this ever go viral?
Oh my gosh, that's what it always is. I saw one with a zookeeper in a tank with a great white shark, and she's holding it from behind, like you would with a dolphin, and the shark is just smiling. and I'm not gonna lie, guys,
and people believe that crap.
It creeped me out, but you know what? There's people, I think 60 and above, that are buying into all these fake images.
Scary, man. It's concerning.
I know how you can make anything go viral on Facebook.
How?
You just make the caption, 1, why don't images like this ever go viral?
Yeah.
Or 2.
And it's like someone like a mom praying next to a flag of a fallen soldier.
and then like another way to do it is it's like, they deleted it once, share before they do it again, before it gets taken down again.
Yeah. Well, let's see. So it's an interesting conversation because the AI stuff I think is getting out of hand. So Democratic Governor Phil Murphy signed legislation Wednesday making the creation and dissemination of so-called deceptive deepfake media a crime punishable by up to 5 years in prison and establishing a basis for lawsuits against perpetrators. So parents at home, talk to your kids. This is a good thing to talk to them about. If your kid makes a deep fake of another student, which kids in school do crazy things, they go to jail.
I mean, the kids are probably better at it than we are.
For sure. But if you think about it, like if you're a parent,
which is terrifying,
you should be aware of what these kids are doing in school. And now it's a crime. So it's no longer a game.
Do you think in schools, this is like totally separate conversation, so we don't have to go into it.
Yeah.
But do you think in schools they're going to start like offering classes about AI and teaching about like how to use AI properly down the road?
Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I think not yet. But
they're not ready yet.
I hope not. I hope we revert and teach kids like.
I feel like it's getting so immersed into our culture. Like eventually, like they're gonna have to. I don't know. I feel like something's gonna happen. The
issue with it though is it's removing the need to think.
Yeah, it is,
and it's gonna make us mentally weak. I think it's a great tool to enhance. Like if you want to, like Gmail now has an AI enhancer for emails. I'm like, oh, that's nice. So I write the email, I can click on it. It says, hey, you should put a comma here. Okay, great. I love that. Thank you. It's helping me to learn better grammar.
Yeah.
But, kids
using it for their homework.
I was thinking the other day, like if I was in high school right now, I probably would be like asking ChatGPT, what is chapter 3 of To Kill a Mockingbird
It's
about?
terrible. Yeah, these kids are not learning.
Give me 5 questions my teacher could ask me tomorrow about this chapter and give me the answers. Like that's what I would be doing if I was a 14-year-old boy right now. Mm-hmm. And that's probably what all these kids are doing.
And to be honest, there's probably some teachers asking ChatGPT for questions to ask the students. So the students are ready prepared.
The whole world is going to be that's where it gets philosophically super creepy because it's like, are we even humans anymore? It's like, is AI the whole world at that point? And we were just like kind of, I don't know, feeding it. We're just feeding the AI beast.
Or a bunch of drones.
Yeah, it's weird. So let's stay on topic here. So New Jersey has joined a growing list of states enacting measures taking aim at media created using generative AI. At least 20 states have passed similar legislation that targets such media involving elections. So as of last year, governors in more than a dozen states had signed laws cracking down on digitally created or altered child sexual abuse imagery, according to a review by the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. So New Jersey's law stems in part from the story of a Westfield High School student, Francesca Mani, who stood alongside the governor as he signed the bill last week. So she became the victim of a deepfake video 2 years ago and was told that the only punishment for the person who created it was a short suspension because there were no laws against such media.
Wow, I didn't know that.
She said doing nothing is no longer an option. The measure defines a deepfake as any video or audio recording or image that appears to a reasonable person to realistically depict someone doing something that they did not actually do. That's interesting.
It really is.
So, in addition to prison time upon conviction, the law establishes civil penalties that would permit victims to pursue lawsuits. So you can get sued as well, parents, if your kid does this.
Yeah, this is a good thing. It's needed. Yeah, because like we said, there was no penalties years ago when people were making these deep fakes, and it's really scary. It can really screw someone's life over.
So what happens if I do an oil-based painting of someone naked? Just for the sake of
art. Say you're an artist, painter, and you paint an oil-based.
But it looks like somebody in my class.
But you're doing it. But are you using it against them?
Well, that's subjective. They nude? Yeah, I'm saying like I'm trying to just change the medium from AI to like
it's an artist rendition. Then it's not an actual. I mean, it's weird. It's definitely weird.
I mean, if it's a minor, I think that there's a problem there.
If a 17-year-old kid is in an art class and to be a jerk, he paints a girl in his class, can he be tried under this law?
No, because I think AI makes it look so realistic, right? Compared to like an oil painting.
It says any video or audio recording or image that appears to a reasonable person to realistically depict someone doing something they did not actually do. I guess the realistically part is where the legal language is interesting to me.
Yeah, no, I guess you shouldn't.
How realistic?
You shouldn't be painting your classmates naked. First off,
I'm not saying I would do that. I'm just trying to make an argument. Like,
I'm just saying it's weird.
I'm trying to like kind of.
I know what you mean.
Egg the conversation along. Like, could it be expanded into other categories? Or is this only for AI?
I think it's just for AI right now. I don't think an oil painting is going to ruin someone's life like an AI image would. So I'm just
going based on the letter of the law. If I could go to a judge and say, "Hey, this is what the law says," you said something that appears to a reasonable person to realistically depict someone doing something they did not actually do.
If someone
an image,
if someone painted like you, oil painted naked, like would you actually be? I think I'd be impressed. First off, a little creeped out, but like I don't think I would take it in a bad way. I'd be like, "Wow, it's amazing. No one's ever done this before."
It's like the Kramer.
The Kramer.
So, all right. Well, let's keep going here. Next article. Do you want to take this one?
I love when I get to read the headlines. It's a big upgrade here on the Garden State for me, Josh Chomick. A Satanist New Jersey janitor has been sentenced after putting poop and bodily fluids in kids' school food.
This is an evil person.
Not good.
By the way, when you apply for a job to work in a school, do you put on your resume Satanist? Like maybe we should go, he's a Satanist? I don't know.
I mean, he definitely didn't tell them he's a Satanist.
This came out after. There had to be signs.
But look, Josh, you can't judge anyone these days. You can't judge anyone, or else then you're going to get
if you're a
in
Satanist,
trouble.
I'm going to judge you. It says an elementary school janitor in New Jersey has been sentenced to 8 years in jail after admitting he deliberately contaminated students' cafeteria food with feces and bodily fluids. Giovanni Impellizzeri, 27, a self-identified Satanist who claimed to be doing the devil's work, pleaded guilty to second-degree official misconduct and third-degree possession of child sexual abuse material in January. It came after a plea deal that led to the additional charges being dropped against the janitor, including aggravated assault, endangering a child's welfare, and tampering with food products. So why were those charges
got dropped?
Yeah, this is what I don't get. This goes back to my point. If we can't trust somebody near kids' food in school, and they get only 8 years in prison for this type of behavior, we're failing.
I mean,
like,
society. Thank God no kids died from this stuff that he put into the foods.
20 years minimum.
Easy.
20 years. You can't exist in our society. You don't belong as an active member of society. If you're going to do a job and we're going to trust you near the most precious and important people in our society, children, and you're going to damage that sort of trust. This is the type of thing we have to be so harsh. It goes back to the daycare thing that people have the fear of God in them that if I do something wrong, if I sexually abuse a kid in a school, if I do something perverted or gross, I'm going to go to jail for a long stinking time.
I agree. 100%.
And then we don't have to worry about it in 8 years.
Don't mess with the kids.
Don't mess with the kids. So in 2033, he's back out. Great. We have the Satanist that poops in school foods back on the streets. No.
He ain't getting a job
20
again
years.
at school.
So I started to stand on that soapbox, but it makes me nuts. It makes me wonder what is wrong with these people running our state. Where is the morality in these people?
Yeah.
What happened to our justice system that 8 years? I feel like you could do that amount of time for something.
And he'll probably be out sooner too, which is the scary part.
Well, he's eligible for parole, I believe, after 5 years, the article says. So the former janitor was caught after police were told about footage of him performing sex acts on inanimate objects at Elizabeth F. Moore School in Bridgeton, New Jersey. Messages retrieved from his phone exposed the depths of his depravity, according to Need to Know, an Australian television show. So Australia is reporting on this now.
This is wild.
Yeah.
This is disgusting.
He states, honestly, I put bleach in their food. They were fine, just a little sick. Oh, well, not my problem. He also indicated,
crazy.
I'm very blanking sick in the head. I admit that. And he indicated they had taco meat before and I put some poop in there and mixed it in. Nobody knew the difference.
Oh.
So this guy.
No way. This guy is sick.
He also placed different parts of his body on bread. You could imagine different parts of his body.
Yeah, you could read all into it.
8 years is not enough for this type of behavior. I think we should do. This is an injustice for the state of New Jersey and to the students at Bridgeton. I think
it's unfair.
Failed.
It's unfair. I feel like those parents should be raising.
So you're telling me if this guy
nuts
is in
over this.
What is this? A middle school, Bridgeton?
I don't know if Elizabeth F. Moore School. I don't know.
Let's find out what school this is. Well, the website doesn't say, but just imagine that these kids are in elementary school. They'll still
They're
be
all minors.
They'll still be in
nonetheless.
school by the time this guy gets out.
which is terrible.
Yeah, so he should, disgusting.
Yeah, like what's he gonna do right after it, dude? That's so evil, bro.
I'd imagine
What's wrong with these
the
people?
prison system will not be nice to this guy, but
Yeah, word spreads pretty quick in prison.
if you're not nice to kids, right?
Yeah, these other prisoners don't like it when people are mean to kids. So
Disgusting. So
maybe he'll learn a lesson in there. Maybe he'll eat some poop in prison. Get a taste of his own medicine.
maybe. Don't let him cook in the prison.
No, oh, true. He's not touching the kitchen.
You get him away from the
That's
kitchen.
terrible.
So,
Gabagool.
all right, let's keep it moving here. So, the 14-year-old who was accused of killing a Newark, New Jersey cop will be tried as an adult, the U.S. attorneys are saying.
Yeah.
So, if you guys remember, just a few weeks back, a Newark police officer was shot and killed. The alleged shooter is a 14-year-old kid. And
Crazy.
within the state of New Jersey, typically a 14-year-old would not be tried as an adult with the way our justice system works. But interim New Jersey U.S. Attorney Alina Habba has announced that the 14-year-old gang member accused of fatally shooting a Newark police detective will be charged as an adult in federal court as she vows to crack down on violent crime in the Garden State. So this is an interesting one. So I'm trying to figure out this Alina Habba. She's appointed by the president to be a New Jersey U.S. attorney, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So she's a federal attorney to New Jersey,
Yeah.
which is kind of, I'm trying to work that out, how that actually works. But she's vowing to bring crime down in New Jersey. Maybe a tough on crime sort of attorney will crack down on some of what I'm complaining about today. Who knows? But I was concerned about this because to me, if you're 14 and you have a gun illegally and you go kill a cop, GG's.
I mean, I remember being 14. You're very well aware of like what's going on. Like, I know you're technically a minor, but like you're old enough to know what's right and what's wrong. So I agree that he should be charged. Kill the cop.
So the teen suspect, who has not yet been publicly identified and is an alleged member of the Violent Bloods gang, is accused of shooting and killing Detective Joseph Ascona in Newark last month while he was inside his police vehicle. Another officer was also injured in the shooting. We'll be charging that minor as an adult. We filed the papers yesterday, Habba told the New York Post on Wednesday as she accompanied a multi-agency law enforcement raid on wanted criminals in Brick City.
Did you see the videos of her going around?
No.
They were arresting a bunch of gang members, yeah.
Where?
All throughout Newark.
Really?
Yeah, they're just
Wow.
videos of these guys getting arrested, like teenagers.
Honestly, good.
Yeah. Yeah, she said she's going to clean up Newark, so
People that
she's already on the streets.
people that terrorize regular people in Newark trying to live their life, go to work, take care of their family.
Yeah.
And you got to be worried because some 15-year-olds got a gun. Mm-hmm. Lock them up.
It's crazy.
GG's. So it says the message is very clear. If you're a child, I don't care. If you shoot a cop, you're getting tried as an adult. I have no tolerance for violence, and we're going to clean up New Jersey. Offenders under age 15 cannot be tried as adults in New Jersey, but Habba said her office filed papers to take the case to federal court where the teen will be eligible. So that's the plan here is they're going to take a New Jersey-based case, make it a federal case, and his life is over. So the slain officer was part of a team of Newark police detectives and federal agents that had gone to capture a suspect in an illegal weapons sting when the officer was fired on in his vehicle. So the other officer who was struck was hospitalized with injuries that were non-life-threatening, authorities said. Newark Mayor Ras Baraka called the shooting a heinous, callous disregard for humanity, and that officers had gone to the scene knowing that grave danger was possible. So during Wednesday's raid, law enforcement arrested an 18-year-old alleged blood gang member with a history of weapons charges, and he was wanted for aggravated assault after an incident in which he allegedly shot 2 people, the Post reported.
Yeah, so
just
that's what I was talking about. Yeah, there's videos of them just like arresting these kids.
Wonderful, upstanding citizen, shooting at people. So what do you think here, Josh?
I think it's the right move right here. Like I said, you're 14 years old. I remember being 14. I remember learning rights from wrongs. I knew what I should be doing and what I shouldn't be doing. So I think this kid, you killed a cop, man. Thank you, Jimmy. That was a great response. You killed a cop. you got to pay the consequences. You can't just be back out in the streets in 2 years.
It's horrible.
Just like pretending like nothing happened. Come on.
I heard a rumor that this 14-year-old already had a rap sheet.
Oh, yeah?
Like for stealing. And
Well, I would imagine if you're in the Bloods.
I mean, if you're in a gang, you're probably doing other things you shouldn't be doing.
yeah, I'd say. I think that's fair.
I think that's, you really connected the dots there.
Yeah.
Jimmy was in a gang once.
It's sad because it makes you wonder, how do we get here? Like, what's going on when society's falling apart where a 14-year-old's killing a cop, getting illegal guns? It's crazy.
Terrible, man. It's really sad.
So, somebody's failing these kids, and it's sad. Like, I feel bad for the kid. He's 14,
Yeah.
At the same time, you want to act like a man and do things that men do. Well, guess what? Your life's over, bud.
Yeah.
And I think that's, the fear of God needs to be put in people. You want to play games, stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be one thing if he was a 14 or a 16-year-old that was driving and killed somebody with a car, and he had his learner's permit. Like, that's different. Having a gun, like, there's clear intent.
You're getting out and shooting a police officer.
Yeah,
you're
that's crazy.
shooting at the cop,
Crazy,
man.
man.
Like, you had intentions of killing that human being.
It's crazy. Honestly.
It's really sad.
I don't know. I think we just gotta we gotta protect law-abiding citizens. Mm-hmm. We gotta protect the people that just want to, like I said before, take care of their family, go to work, live in a moral sort of way. And there's no place in our society for people that want to murder.
And look, that's what Alina said. She wants to clean up the streets, especially Newark. So
we'll see what she does.
She's already on the ground.
We'll see what happens. So she was walking around Newark.
I mean, there's videos out, arresting like that 18-year-old that they mentioned in the article. Yeah, you see, like in the video I saw from New York Post, it was 3 different people getting arrested.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on to another sick. This whole week, man, the news is sick.
I mean, yeah.
Do we have a happy ending story? No,
it's a lot of not good stuff. But that's the news.
Do you want to park it on this story here?
Nope.
You want to keep going?
Have to.
A Lakewood, New Jersey woman who drowned her 2 toddlers was found not guilty by reason of insanity. I mean, I don't know. I'm starting to see a trend in the stories this week.
Yeah, it's a little out there.
When Naomi Elkins killed her 2 toddlers last year, she believed their deaths would eradicate all evil in the world and bring about the coming of the Messiah, a psychologist testified Tuesday.
Wow.
Do we know that? Okay, I'm going to keep reading, then we'll talk about it. On the morning of June 25th, Elkins, 27, of Lakewood, was making food in preparation for the Messiah's coming. The psychologist Gianni Pirelli testified. Then she took her daughters, ages 3 and 22 months, to the preschool where she worked as a teacher and where her children were enrolled. But on the car ride home, she started having dark thoughts. She thought that if she destroyed her children, she would be destroying all the evil in the world. Man, what is going on? We are a spiritually sick culture. People are broken. Pirelli was the only witness at the trial, which lasted about an hour and a half. At its conclusion, Superior Court Judge Guy P. Ryan found that while Elkins did kill both her children, she was not guilty by reason of insanity. Ryan then ordered Elkins committed to a secure psychiatric hospital for 2 lifetimes, one for each of the children that she killed. Each life term of commitment equates to 75 years under state law, the judge noted. So, before reaching the verdict, the judge reviewed evidence submitted to him in advance by the state and defense. The evidence included Elkins' statement to police after the murders, in which she admitted to drowning both children in separate bathtubs. So,
this is very dark.
We don't need to get into much more of the details. Because it got even more gruesome than that.
If you want to look into this story, you can Google it. She did a lot of dark things to these children, and there's really no point in us reading this. It's just terrible, but if you want to read into the story, go for it.
I can't believe what she did to these kids. It's mean,
very dark.
It's like every time I read it, it's just disgusting. Beyond even just the drowning is like only half of what she did. So
yeah.
Yeah.
What were you saying earlier when you said, let's read the article?
Pleading insanity to me is always interesting. I mean, I guess she's doing 2 lifetimes in a psych facility, so she's locked up.
Yeah. Thankfully she's not back out,
Oh my
just
God, yeah.
free to do whatever she wants because she's clearly nuts.
Yeah.
But like, does a psychologist have to like be the one to be like, yeah, she's insane? Or like, how do you prove someone's insane?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
You
but
would need
it's-
to be evaluated. You have to do a psych evaluation at the very least.
Yeah. So Elkins relayed that she thought either she was the Messiah or her husband was. The psychologist testified. So she had some crazy thoughts. Her husband actually left town on a business trip the day before the killing. So imagine dad. Dad comes home and his 2 babies are killed. Sick, very, very sick.
It's a very sad story.
It's a sad story all around. The thing with all crime is it ruins everybody's life.
Mm-hmm.
Like the 14-year-old kid that kills the cop, his life is ruined. It's over.
Yeah.
There's no shot. You're 14, you kill a cop. He's going to probably do a ton of years in prison, juvenile hall, and then, state prison or federal prison, I guess, if they're trying him federally.
Yeah.
And then any chance at living a normal life, having a family, working a job, gone. It's over. And that cop, the 27-year-old cop who had his whole life ahead of him, life is over. Family is ruined forever. It's like,
look at this father now where his 2 daughters are dead. Wife is insane. It's like, how do you heal from that properly? Like, that's going to take a long time. I can't imagine the pain he's going through.
it's crazy.
No.
can't-
You'll never recover from that.
So,
Right? It's just going to haunt him forever. Like, reading this story is so disgusting and sad. And like we said, if you want more details, just Google this story. You'll find all of it. But it's a very dark story. And this stuff just pisses us. It just gets us so mad. It's stupid.
any closing thoughts on this one?
I mean, do you think it's fair that she's in a psychiatric facility for 2 lifetimes?
I wasn't
know how to
present
feel about
for the courtroom hearing. So I try to give an honest perspective. But I don't know what all the details of the case that were shared in the courtroom, only what we can read on articles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'd imagine they had professionals evaluate her. There's a part of me that wonders, like, an eye for an eye, you still killed 2 people. I think, like, I don't know. I don't know that she could function in a prison. That's what the thing is. Like, if they sent her to a prison,
she might kill someone else.
Maybe she kills somebody there, or maybe she's not able to. I don't know. Maybe she had a total psychotic break.
Yeah.
And who knows? So let's move on to something that's also kind
it doesn't get better.
It doesn't get better.
Not as
but
dark. It's not as dark.
This is not as dark as the last one. And a New Jersey father and son duo have pled guilty to disemboweling a bystander after shooting a cannon.
Yeah, this happened on the 4th of, right after 4th of July this past year. This father and son, they shot a cannon, I believe, in their yard. Yes, and it didn't go as planned.
Yeah, so
we actually covered this story.
Yeah, we did cover this when it happened. Thomas Kaiser and Eric Kaiser pled guilty to firing off a signal cannon on July 6th at a park, according to the Somerset County Prosecutor's Office. It didn't sound, so for context, it didn't sound like these guys were trying to be terrorists. It sounded like they were trying to do something stupid for the 4th of July.
Exactly, yeah. They weren't trying to hurt someone.
You have to differentiate, I think.
Yeah.
Shards from the device's metal tube flew off in different directions, going through walls of homes and hitting the torso of Walter Wally Versfeld, 34, who was 70 feet from Kaiser's device.
Yeah.
So Thomas Kaiser pled guilty to criminal mischief, causing or risking widespread injury or damage, and aggravated assault by recklessly causing bodily injury with a deadly weapon. He faces a possible 6-year prison term. So Eric Kaiser pleaded guilty to criminal mischief and 4th-degree aggravated assault by recklessly causing bodily injury. He faces a possible sentence of probation with a suspended term of 180 days in a county jail. They will both be sentenced on May 23rd. So this is like different than it makes me feel different than the other ones.
I don't feel a darkness reading this story because it was a mistake. And listen, let's stick with the sparklers. Let's stick with the the basic fireworks. Why are we shooting these massive cannons off?
Every year, people blow their fingers off with
It's
fireworks.
always someone, bro.
So the reason this is extra crazy is this guy's intestines were falling out.
Yeah, it's this
No,
cannon
thank you.
Yeah, this cannon had some power to it.
So he had 10 surgeries in 3 weeks, including 5 during the week after the explosion. So the victim here is probably going through a lot of trauma as well. And not as well. I'm not going to say that like these guys are going through trauma. I feel bad for the victim here because he was put in a medically induced coma for 4 days. How horrible is this?
Yeah. I mean, this story sounds like a war zone. It said, I dropped to the ground and my intestines were pretty much falling out of my body. Next thing you know, there's just people running up to me, trying to help me out. That's pretty much all I really remember about it. It looks like this guy, it sounds like he's on the war zone, bro.
I mean, he's got a cannon shoot at him and he is in a war.
Yes, brother.
So here's where I feel a little bit less sympathetic to this guy going to jail.
This guy.
So in 2019, Thomas Kaiser, this is the dad, was arrested after 4 devices were found at his home, which was at the beginning of the route of the scheduled South Plainfield Labor Day Parade. Governor Phil Murphy and First Lady Tammy Murphy had been expected to march.
So this dude's always creating devices or like different explosives in his home.
The investigation began days before the parade after a suspicious package was found at Donovan's Reef in Seabrook.
Wow.
The spot.
The band that played at the bar told police the package had been a fireworks gift from Kaiser, a longtime fan of the group.
Wow.
See, the whole time I'm reading this, I can't figure out, is this guy a terrorist or is he like a pyromaniac?
I think he's a terrorist.
You think so?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm reading this totally wrong. The Monmouth County prosecutor at the time said the devices were not fireworks, but rudimentary explosive devices similar to the size of a cut-up coffee can that had fuses as well as gunpowder in and around it. So, I'm going to take back what I said earlier because reading this again, this guy's a danger to society.
He loves his weapons. He loves his explosives. He's very into this kind of stuff. And look what happened. July 4th activities, bro.
So he was sentenced to a year of probation. You would think after a year of probation, this guy would have cooled off, but nope. I think he's doing jail time.
Well, that's why I think like jail time teaches someone something. A year of probation didn't teach him anything.
Man.
Now he's going to be locked up for 6 years.
Well,
Up to 6
I doubt
years.
he gets 6 years,
Yeah.
but I think they're going to give him some time. I think he's getting time here for sure.
Stick with the
Crazy.
fireworks,
What is wrong
man.
with people?
Josh, that's what we question every single time we read stories like this, which happens every week. What is wrong? There's a lot of crazy people around us everywhere we go.
Absolutely.
And it never ends.
It never ends.
The news never sleeps. It's just always a crazy story. And especially this week, a lot of dark stories. We're surrounded by this crap, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. Guys, you got to protect your family. You got to stay safe, stay strapped. I don't know what that means to different people, but do with that what you will. Watch out for yourself. I was walking in New York today and I was literally looking at my phone and I thought, I got to keep my head on a swivel.
Yeah.
I just read that article about that kid that got stabbed at the track meet. Did you see that?
No, not that one specifically.
So at a track meet in Texas, some kids, some seniors, I guess, from 2 different schools had words and the kid pulled out a knife and stabbed the kid. He died.
Oh, really?
I think stabbed him in the heart.
Yeah.
And I'm reading this and I'm like, I'm in New York right now where stabbings happen all the time. You got to keep your head on a swivel. You got to know what's going on
Keep
around
your head
you.
up. Keep your head up.
I hate that that's the world we live in. I wish you could go to a park on the 6th of July for the weekend after 4th of July and not have to get shrapnel through you or be in your house and get shrapnel through you. I hate that your kid can't go to daycare and you have to be worried about the daycare person, or your kid can't eat their school lunch and be worried about what's in the taco meat. I mean, we are a sick society and we need help.
Yeah.
We need help. So
That's Jersey, though.
that's Jersey, but it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
No.
I have hope that it's going to get better, ladies and gentlemen.
You
I'm
have
an
to have
optimist.
hope. You have to have hope. Because if you don't have hope, you're going to be pretty miserable.
What do you have?
Yeah, what do you have if you don't have hope? You're just going to hope for everything to get worse or just give up? You can't just give up.
That's right.
That's why you're going to, take over this state one day, Josh.
I'm running for governor.
After this next governor comes in, you're going to go for the next one, right? So like what,
I'm
15 years from now?
thinking my year is going to be
Start with being a mayor and then like kind of learn the system.
2038 is going to be my year.
2038.
I want to get involved in the local districts. Jimmy and I are going to get involved together.
Wow, Jim, I didn't know.
I'm going to start with Board of Ed, and then I'm going to move into Board of Chosen Freeholders, into mayor.
Love it.
And then I'm going to bounce to senator, and then we're going straight to the governorship.
Wow.
Jimmy, attorney general.
Nice, Jim.
Put me in, coach.
That's not what I was expecting you to say, but that's a big responsibility. Thank you for trusting me.
You know what the crazy thing is there's all these people running for office.
Yeah.
That know so much. They have great degrees, but they're morally broken. They have no morals. Oof. They don't,
They've sold out to the system.
They've sold out. They take money from people like Gold Bar Menendez. They're not faithful in their marriages. They're not good to their kids. And that's the brokenness in our world, bro. People are messed up. And if you just had one good dude like Josh Chomek say, you know what, I'm going to run for office. I may not fully understand the economic stuff, but I'm going to get people around me that do. We'd be in a much better spot.
Well, that's why I think having the Garden State's great, because by the time 2038 rolls around, we'll have one of the biggest podcasts in the world.
At this rate, yeah.
So I feel like our fan base will be the people that will vote for you.
It's kind of like
you'll get in like that.
It's kind of like that dad that was like, my son went from being 8 ounces to 4 pounds in a month. If this continues every month, if he keeps going up that much, he'll be 10 billion pounds by the time he's 10. Do you see that?
No.
He just did the math of like if he keeps going up at that rate. It's like if our podcast keeps growing at this rate, all of America will be following us by then.
Look, this was the path that what's his name from 1015 took. He's running now.
I don't know if Spadia's going to win.
Spadia's like, I have all this following now. I'm going to get all these votes.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you could say the same thing. You could say you should go work at Goldman Sachs if you want to be the governor.
Yeah,
because that's what many governors have done. I don't think the path matters anymore. I think the political path is.
Yeah, I think people like the outcasts.
The system is over. Like the classic politician, that mold is just busted, I think. So I think if Josh Chomek does run for governor, you will have my vote.
Donald Trump is our president.
Exactly. And like 10 years ago, that would have been The Apprentice, right? You'd think. Or like, so who is like the model politician anymore? It's all kind of screwed up.
Wild, wild west.
People want to, I don't know. It's weird.
It'd be cool to see one of my boys become like the governor. I'd come through Trenton and be like, yo, what up, Subs?
Okay, I'm telling you, first thing I do as governor, we would get a PA system on the NJ Transit train. Yeah, every morning I get on the mic and I would just give a little update.
The kids will go nuts. It's the governor.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your governor speaking. Just want to let you know, we arrested give a criminal highlight every day on the NJ Transit train.
Yeah, like what happened in Jersey.
I'm telling you, people on the train would love it. Those trains are so dead. They need life. They need someone to hop on the PA system and just give a little bit of an update.
That's an awesome idea. Hey, you got to tell Murphy that.
It's your governor. The weather day, 70 degrees. Have a beautiful day. By the way, this week, we cut your taxes 0.03%.
Listen, if we ever meet up with Murphy, you gotta tell him hey, you're almost out. Let's have some fun. Go on New Jersey Transit. Give people an update. It'd be awesome.
I think we'd have so much fun. So we'll think about it. We have another 13 years before that comes.
Well, hopefully I could be in your cabinet. We could find a place for me.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to do anything too political. I just kind of want to be your boy. You still need your crew.
Chief of DPW.
I want to check.
You'd be the head of the DPW.
DPW.
The state
DPW.
All right,
I'll fix some potholes.
Yeah, we would have a zero pothole initiative. If someone finds a pothole, the state owes them $100.
Hopefully, the state's not swallowed up as a whole with a pothole by 2030.
That's a good point. We should talk about that next week. All right, hey, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for putting up with our nonsense. Have an awesome weekend. Get out to a diner, spend some time with your family, get to a park. The weather's gonna be great.
Oh yeah.
And
wait, it's gonna rain on Saturday. It's gonna be cold.
Well, that's subjective.
What are you talking about?
It's not gonna rain all day Saturday.
It's gonna be 50s though.
Get out there, enjoy the weather.
Today was 75, brother.
We'll have to see what happens.
Let me see. Saturday, 52 degrees.
Josh,
overcast with rain showers. Sunday, cloudy with showers, thunder possible, high 60. Josh, the weather's going to suck this weekend.
Guy takes any opportunity to recite the weather.
Yeah, well, here's
I'm fact checking. That's all I'm going to say.
So here's the deal, guys. We're going to be optimistic.
Okay.
And hey, have a great weekend, everybody. Ignore Josh Chomek. Enjoy yourself.
I'm just telling you what the weather's going to be.
We will see you next week.
Bye.
Later.
You're listening to the Garden State. The Dirty Jers.